All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here on a Tuesday evening, and we'll just call it Turtle Tuesday. And as the name suggests, guys, I picked up this turtle about a week ago, and it's what I would consider kind of a Franken-Turtle. Now, what do I mean by a Franken-Turtle or a Franken watch? That's a watch that's maybe been put together with a number of different parts. Now, whether this watch has actually been assembled with a bunch of different parts from another watch, I'm not really sure, but I do know that a number of the parts on this watch have been upgraded and changed. I've opened the case back. It is an original 6309A movement in the watch, which is a good sign. Everything inside the back of the movement and stuff like that looks good. As a matter of fact, the case back is actually signed with a couple of service dates, one from 1991 and also one from, I think, 2002. Other than that, nothing else on the inside of the case back. And whether it's the original case back to this watch or what it is, I don't really know. But here's the deal. Okay, so I sold my SRP 775 a number of months back. I had a couple of issues with it, of course, slight alignment issues, which are pretty common to most modern Seikos you run into nowadays. And but after I sold it, I missed it. I missed the heck out of it. I really wanted to have another cushion case Seiko diver. We call them turtles, but that was a nickname given by the by all us watch enthusiasts out there. But really, this 6309 style case. And so when I was looking around for turtles and stuff like that, I was going to Amazon. I was looking at the new orange ones and stuff like that, which I really, really like. But being a Dodgers fan, it's tough for me to buy an orange watch. Out here in California, our rivals being the Giants, black and orange is a tough watch for me to own. But anyways, getting off topic there. But one of the things I noticed in the comments on so many of these watches people were buying, at least, there was probably 10% of the comments were people complaining about the alignment issue on their brand new watch. And I really, really wanted to avoid that. And I guess you can ask the seller, hey, can you please make sure to give me a watch that has all the alignment? And I'm thinking to myself, they probably get that from every one of their customers out there that are buying a Seiko nowadays. But so anyways, as I was looking, I came across this watch. And right away, because of the price point, which was well under $300, I immediately knew, hey, this can't be an original 6309. It was listed as, an 80s model. The date on the case back declares it as being a December of 1984. Whether the whole case, everything like that is December of 84, I don't know. I do know that this bezel insert has been replaced. I do know that the dial has been replaced. It does appear to me that perhaps the hands have even been replaced. So, but the watch was well under $300. The guy I got it from was a U.S. seller, which I always look for. And he claimed to have had the watch serviced, water sealed, and pressure tested 3 years ago, and regulated and stuff like that, and that the watch was keeping great time. He had a number of sales of watches, and he also had a really good 100% rating with almost 200 sales over the last year. So, it was like a year and a half or something. But I was really kind of like, okay, this is a good sign and stuff like that. The only thing that he didn't have when he showed this watch was didn't have the case back open, which after I got the watch, I did immediately. And I'm okay with the movement inside of here. But, looking at the watch immediately, you guys can see, the crystal has a little nick here and stuff like that. But I do believe this crystal's been replaced. The bezel insert has definitely been replaced. It's a flat style bezel insert, one of a more modern style instead of the sloping kind of style bezel inserts they had back then. A little bit of scratching and stuff like that, so I'm not sure exactly when this stuff was done to the watch. One of the key indicators here, and I learned this from some other people out there on the internet and stuff like that, you can tell by the 6 o'clock, you see how that 6 o'clock indice goes well below the lettering, or at least it's dead even with the bottom of the lettering. A real SUA dial, which, by the way, they ended the SUA dials, they ended the SUA models, I think, in 1981. So at 84, it wouldn't even make sense for this to be a SUA with that indicator there under the 150 meter. But anyways, the fact that that's down there with the lettering, it should be hovering above. Again, the date being this in 84, having the SUA logo doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And also, if I can get it close enough for you guys to see, this was something else I learned from looking at stuff on the internet, but that date window should have a bevel to the edge of it, and this is just straight cut. Now, the lettering on this looks pretty good. I don't really have too much of a problem with it. I'm sure if you pause it and focus in, you can find something wrong with it, but it looks really good. But here's the thing, for the price of under $300, it has a good, sturdy movement, a real 6309 movement in it. I actually have another 1984 model dress watch with a absolutely stunning, beautiful 6309 movement in it that if I wanted to, I could swap it over without even thinking about it. But this one is running really good. I've had the watch for a week. It's keeping really, really great time, actually. These are, of course, non-hacking and non-hand winding or anything like that, but they are a very good workhorse movement. Now, is it okay to buy a Franken-Turtle? You know, if you guys know and if the seller is not trying to represent it as an all-original watch, it can be okay. I'm going to use this as a daily beater. I mean, it's really something I can take out, use, not worry about banging up. Like I said, I paid well under $300 for it. You know, it's already got some case scratches and stuff like that to it, some little nicks along the edges and stuff, but the watch is in good shape, you know, and great for a daily beater. These have the bidirectional bezel, so they'll actually turn either way. And what's amazing is I have a 82 7548, you know, Pepsi, a Schwarzkopf model that I've had since I was a kid in 1982, and the bezel on this is way better than mine feels. This one has been, somebody really did this up nice because it feels like perfect. It just feels really well done. So, you know, I think definitely this watch has been worked over. I think it's been cleaned up and stuff like that. But I knew that going into it. I didn't expect it to be an all original watch, and the seller wasn't representing it that way. So I think if you know that going into it, and if you are going with a good buyer and stuff like that, a seller, I should say, if you're going with like a US seller with a really good reputation and stuff like that, you could do good. You know, I'd say avoid anything out of the Philippines, avoid anything from areas that were really harsh and wet at all times and stuff like that. Just because, you know, some stuff has a lot of corrosion and stuff like that inside the case. The case in this is really, really nice. The inside of the case has no corrosion or any kind of wear. The rotor on the movement itself has a slight bit of corrosion, like maybe at some point moisture got into the case, and maybe that prompted whoever owned the watch at one time to, replace the parts with a new dial and stuff like that. Who knows? But other than that, looking at the movement, I looked at, there's no damage to any of the gears or anything like that. It's really in great shape, and you can definitely tell that it's been oiled and serviced within the last few years. Also, the case back seal appeared to be new and appeared to have been greased when it was put together. So very nice there. The crown is absolutely stunning. Works perfect. Works better than a lot of my new modern divers. I don't know if somebody replaced the crown tube on it at one time or not, but it screws down just like perfectly with 3.5 turns and definitely feels like it has a new seal inside of there. So guys, I guess the story is, can you buy a Franken-Turtle? Can you buy an old 6309 that's been reworked and get a good deal on it? I think so. I think as long as you're not paying premium prices for it. I mean, a real 6309 and stuff like that, guys, in great shape nowadays is going for, I think, around $1,000 or more, depending on where you find them. And, if you can find something like this that's maybe been taken care of, serviced, and in good shape. This is on an original Z22 strap. This is actually one I put on it. It did come on an original one that was a little bit older, but I had one sitting in my box that I put on it a little bit newer. So anyways, guys, I wanted to share the Franken-Turtle experience with you guys. Oh, one of the other things, I'll dim the lights and show you the lume. This was a key indicator that things had been replaced on this watch. Just a second. Okay, so since I own, an old Seiko, an 82 and stuff like that, I've got some other ones that have maintained a little bit of lume. But when you get a watch that's supposed to be in the early 80s and it's got lume like that, yeah, that's definitely been those are new hands. That's a new dial and stuff like that. Nice thing is, it's like an old watch that glows like a new watch. So for me, it's a bonus. It's not really a big thing to cry about. So anyways, guys, there is the Franken-Turtle video from Dunlap from OFD. This is the Franken-Turtle 6309, but it's going to be a daily wear for me, kind of in the collection as a beater and stuff like that. So cool watch. So if you guys like the video, give me that thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you've not subscribed, please do, guys. We're getting so close to 5,000 subscribers, guys. And I'm planning like a multi-level giveaway, like a first, second, third prize and stuff like that with some watches I've got sitting around and stuff like that, and accessories. So punch that subscribe button so you can stay tuned, ring the bell so you know when I'm putting up a new video, and stay tuned, guys. All right, thanks for watching.